These are the best morning meeting ideas for big kids. So why morning meetings anyway? Well, morning meetings, or as they're also known as, it could be tutor time, form time, advisory period, guidance period. It's got many names, but it's an extremely powerful way to start the school day with your students because it sets them off on the right foot. It gives them a routine that is safe and predictable whilst still being something exciting to look forward to when done right. Establishing a powerful morning meeting is easy to do and doesn't need hours of prep if you know where to look. So keep watching to learn some great tips for an effective morning meeting for your big kids. So I'm Katie, I'm the founder of Teachers Resource Force. I love talking about all things character education, life skills, art and tech, and all things generally teaching. So let's get into the video. Whether you officially have time set aside for a dedicated morning meeting or not, it is a powerful addition to your school day that you can take anywhere to 20 minutes to do. And even if you can't start the day this way for whatever reason, you can still use this strategy to start any lesson that will provide the same benefits. So morning meeting ideas, what we will cover. We're going to look at what are morning meetings and are they right for you and your classroom. We're going to look at some fun interactive ideas for morning meetings that students will actually enjoy and be inspired by to start their day on the right foot. And how can you use morning meetings to nurture student well-being, character, social emotional learning, all the things that we know are so important but we never get the time to fit in the school day. Well, morning meetings might be the answer for you. So what are they anyway? So they can have many names as we talked about, but fundamentally they're just a powerful way to start your day. Because here's the beauty of it, they can be whatever you want them to be really. They are often used to develop classroom community and character, but there is no one way to achieve this, of course, and things can vary depending on your students' needs at the time as well. So it's just a slot of time at the start of the day, or like I said before, just start of the lesson if you prefer, where you can focus on the whole child, beyond just your subject area. And I'll give you some suggestions and resources later on in this video, so make sure you keep watching to see those. So are morning meetings for you? Well, that depends. Do you want your students to settle quickly at the start of the day? Do you want to focus on character development and help your students be the best they can be without compromising heavily on the subject content you need to teach? Do you want your students to look forward to the start of the school day with you? Well, if you said yes to any of these things, then yes, morning meetings might well be for you because you can do all of this within that time. So what are some great ideas for morning meetings? For many years, I had quite the challenge of coming up with new content for my form group, that's what we call them over here, every day. And bearing in mind, I had this group of students for 7 years. So that was quite a lot of content that had to be brand new each day because I couldn't reuse things that I'd already done with them because I had them for 7 years. So I spent a lot of time on this specific thing. And I figured out the most effective way of preparing for the mornings, and that was to have themed days. And students really loved that routine as well. So this meant that every day was predictable, so they felt safe with what to expect, but the content was always new and fresh, which helped keep the anticipation and excitement high. And that is a win-win. So here are some examples of themed days, and I've got these daily morning meetings. And this one has 200 slides, and that's a different theme for each day of the week, enough to last you an entire year. And yes, you can get your hands on this ready-made to go resource as well if you want it. I'll drop it in the link below. So here's a little flick through of what is included in these morning meetings. So you can see that every day has got a different theme and a different prompt for every school day of the entire year. So here's a little bit more depth about each theme of the day. So I've got here Motivational Mondays, and they help you start the week with a positive quote or a thought or a discussion. So you'll see a quote and then there's a prompt that students can discuss or answer. There is also a virtual version that I'll link below as well if you would like students to type directly on the screen. so they can interact in any way that you would like. Then there's True or False Tuesdays. I really like this one. Students like this one a lot because it's quite fun to learn new things as well. So they start the day with a bit of fun and engaging trivia, and you can have students put their hands up for true or false depending on what they think the answer is, and then you can have a short discussion or giggle, it's like the one above here, where they can learn some random facts throughout the year. There are some pretty cool ones on there that you might not know as well. Then Wellness Wednesdays. I love this one. And this is all focused on well-being for both mental and physical, and that will help them demonstrate acts of kindness to others as well. So there'll be a little prompt and then a guide as well to help talk them through why this is so good for their well-being. Think About It Thursdays, or Thoughtful Thursdays. I really like this one because this helps students develop their thinking skills with some deep philosophical thoughts and discussions. This can be done as a whole class, of course, or discussed in pairs or groups, or again in the virtual one you can type it straight on the screen if you want students to do it that way as well. But these prompt some really interesting discussions, and I know many teachers have told me that they've used this one as writing prompts as well for their students. And then finally, Funny Fridays. Who doesn't love a funny Friday? Students go wild for this one, and they're a great way to end the week on a high with a funny joke. And oftentimes the jokes are idioms as well, so if you want to teach a bit of English language in there as well, there's a good opportunity for that too. So those are my daily themed morning meetings, where every day of the week is a different theme, but there are prompts for each day of the school year. So if you want that, check out the link below and you can download it and have it ready to go, and you don't have to worry about planning for morning meetings ever again. It is a game changer. This resource is ideal if all you have is a few minutes at the start of the day, but still want to get a sound routine in place and want to have something for your students to look forward to. And if you are interested in trying this resource for free first, because you're not sure whether you want the full set or not, you can get week 1 for free in the link below. So I'll leave that there too if you want to try it out before you download the full set of 200 slides. Now, another option for you, if you want to focus on character education specifically rather than different themed days of the week, then you can check out these character education ones. Now, what I've done here is I've dedicated an entire month to a specific character trait. For example, this one is for resilience. So for the entire month of whatever month you want to use, it's flexible for you. There'll be quotes and prompts based on resilience, and there are 10 different characteristics, enough for all 10 school months of the year. And as you can see, we've got a PowerPoint and a journal. We've got both, depending on what you would prefer. Now there are 200, again, because there are 200 school days of the year. So you can have a PowerPoint. There'll probably be a few more than you actually need, but that's fine. And then there's also the journal pages, which you can print off, or you can upload them to Google Slides and have students type them in, their answers there, if you prefer that as well. But both options are there for you in the super mega bundle. So as I said before, there are 10 sets of these in total. So they're each focusing on a different trait and different characteristic. They come in both whiteboard and journal to suit your needs. The whiteboards are really convenient for classroom discussions and if you want to go paperless or if you're teaching virtually. But the journal helps stretch out the activity to last a little longer as your students can work on their writing skills as well. So you can use them however you like, but the prompts and the hard work is all done for you, and that means your mornings are ready to go without any planning required from you. And isn't that a teacher's dream? And if you want to download a freebie of the resilience whiteboard and journals, because I'm all about giving you things for free so you can try them out, see whether you like them, then I'll leave a copy of that in the link below as well. So you can check out the daily morning meetings and the resilience one as well in the link below. So start your school day the right way. Now, of course, you can fill your mornings with anything that takes your fancy, but there's something to be said for knowing that you have a kit to pull from that you know will last you all year long. And it's especially great for those emergencies and, those days when your enthusiasm might be perhaps waning somewhat and you just need something tried and true that will work, and you don't have to plan for it, you don't have to prepare for it. You can just open the file, upload it on the screen, and job's done. Nice and straightforward for you. So what about you? How do you start your mornings? What are your favourite ways to start the day with your students? Or is this the first time you're considering incorporating morning meeting into your routine? I'd love to know your experience and what you're up to. Please leave a comment below and let's talk about it. So in summary, mornings can be whatever you want them to be. There is no pressure for you to do it one specific way. You can choose to develop character and be reflective, or you can use it just to have fun and an enjoyable way to start your day. They can also be used to start lessons at any time of the day too. There's no rule saying you have to do this just in mornings. If you want to do this at the start of your lesson, then by all means, go for it. If you want a consistent routine and a focused start to the day where students settle quickly, then morning meetings might just be what you need. Some great ideas for morning meetings could include themed days of the week, or you can be focused on teaching qualities such as character development in the examples I showed you. And if you want the resources mentioned in this video ready to use in your classroom today, make sure you check the links below and download them and get using them and see how they go for you. Well, that's all for now for morning meetings. I hope you found this helpful. If you want to get in touch, here are all my socials. Find the platform of your choice, come over and say hi. And of course, leave your questions or comments in the section below. And you can always email me at katie@teachersresourceforce.com as well. I'll speak to you next time. Bye.